And we're back. What's going on, everybody? So, back again to talk about the second bill on the list of a Just Society bill package presented by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So, uh, this bill has a whole bunch of feel good in it, right? A whole bunch of self hugging and look at the good we're doing, but it doesn't not only do no good, it'll do harm. And this is why this bill, it is called the Guaranteeing Economic, uh, Social, and Cultural Rights Act. Sorry, long name. Probably left out a word or two, but anyways, that's the gist of the bill's name, and it is long, super long. Uh, I mean, not like omnibus long, but more than you'd really want to read. It starts to become kind of wearing on you by page 3. Uh, but I went ahead and I delved into it and I read through it for you guys, so that way you don't have to subject yourselves to that same type of torment. And here's the gist of it. So it starts off by saying that, hey, we're going to ask the executive branch, which is already a little bit confusing on this part, and I'll tell you why, to establish a way to rate businesses, and the way that they want to rate them, almost like a Better Business Bureau rating, but more towards how employee friendly they are. So, like, what benefits they give them, they give them a rating, right? And then the government will look at these ratings in order to decide what companies to hire, right? And these ratings should be taken into account as much as, or if not more than the cost, right? So here's the problem with this. So first off, why it's confusing is because to do this, you would have to create some type of bureaucracy, which I absolutely love. Nothing like slapping another cancerous tumor onto democracy. But you'd have to create bureaucracy, and bureaucracies are formed in the legislative branch and then switched over to the executive branch. So I don't know why they would ask the executive branch to create this bureaucracy. Maybe they're talking about asking bureaucracy that already exists to do it. I don't know. It's not too clear on that. But moving on. So the big issue with this is, number one, the most 90% of the bill is telling exactly what types of things the bureaucracy should be looking for. $15 minimum wage, at least 52 hours of paid sick leave, stuff like this, which is all fine and good for mega corporations, but for a small operation, a lot of small businesses can't afford these costs, right? And they ended up getting regulated out of business. So these small businesses that are able to take these government contracts, and government contracts are usually pretty lucrative and very well-paying jobs, they're going to be shoved down to the bottom now, right? So no more mom and pop jobs. This is going to be big corporations, your Raytheons and stuff like this. And the other big issue with this is, well, crony capitalism. So capitalism doesn't really exist. It's almost like one of those no few, or socialism's never been tried. In America, capitalism itself, while it might be the basis of the system, is so interjected with interventionism and corruption that the basis of capitalism, the competitive part, is almost been regulated out at the top levels. So this crony capitalism is politicians and stuff. They're not trying to make people more competitive, right? They're not trying to make them make a more efficient product, which is how capitalism drives progress, right? They don't care what the price is. What they care about is kickbacks and stuff like that. So through their kickbacks and stuff funded towards their campaign, they're willing to go with a more expensive competitor, and this causes a whole bunch of problems, including, you know, the fact that a lot of that money that could be used to enhance products is now going to government kickbacks. The smaller competitors, even better competitors, are getting shoved to the side because they're not being allowed to grow because they're not getting that cash influx. So really, you're harming the good businesses and propping up the bad businesses with cronyism. It's a terrible thing, and this bill, to me, just looks as a way to justify it. So the smaller businesses, like I said, they're already going to get regulated out, but this bill, right, the people doing these bureaucracies and stuff, they can assign these ratings, right, and now they can justify why they're spending more money on something by going with a company that they've given a good rating to because they've gotten the kickbacks, right, the political donations. So this could be used as a roundabout way in order to kind of hide that paper trail on exactly why certain corporations that aren't efficient, that aren't good, are getting these government contracts while better businesses are tossed to the side. I said this thing just has a whole bunch of you know, let's think of the children type mentality. You know what I mean? Look how benevolent we are. But like always, when you try to intervene into capitalism, you only hinder it and make it horrible. So definitely can't get behind this bill in the slightest. Next, we're gonna go over not the big shebang. We'll leave that one till last, but we'll go over another seemingly benign bill. But anyways, y'all stay tuned for that, and until next time, take it easy.